What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to our tips, tricks, and guide video. In this video, we are going to show you tips and tricks for Belerick. If you have watched our boot camp for Belerick, you will be seeing exactly the same contents for this tips, tricks, and guide video. This tips, tricks, and guide video is for those who are intimidated on watching long videos. But if you guys are interested on watching the complete guide, just search for Toym Traveller Boot Camp Belerick on the search bar. Anyway, let's proceed. Set second skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the health regeneration and base damage higher and the cooldown lower. That means you can use this skill more often to sustain in team fights. Prioritize first skill less since your second skill is what you need to sustain in team fights. Always upgrade his ultimate skill when available for upgrading. After Belerick got a revamp, his skills has now more crowd control to enemies. This kinda shifted his game somehow as he can now have the chance to be in the meta. With almost all of his skill having crowd control, Belerick would be one of the best tanks you can pick even on ranked matches. Belerick's passive skill is what you need to deal continuous damage to enemies, with the ability to trigger his vines to whip towards enemies by chance. Enemies will definitely think twice before hitting you. The more they hit you, the more chance your passive skill will be triggered towards them. With this skill, you can even fight against multiple enemies while taking down some of them. It is said on the skill description that this passive skill is only triggered once per 0.4 seconds. But if you look closely to this, can you still say that it is only triggered once per 0.4 seconds? I'll just leave this here for you to ponder on for eternity. Belerick's first skill is what you need to control enemies towards you, with the ability to slow them down and then taunt them afterwards. This will let them have more chance to trigger your passive skill's wrath. Taunting them means they will be forced to attack you, so basically, instead of having them attack your squishy teammates, you can taunt them so they will attack you instead, saving your teammate from the darkness and sorrow of this cruel world. Belerick's second skill is what you need to chase down enemies and sustain in team fights. With the ability to have your movement speed boosted, this will definitely help you chase enemies or escape death. This skill also regenerates your health from a percentage of your lost health upon hitting an enemy with your enhanced basic attack, meaning the more you are hurting, the more this skill will regenerate your health. This is really helpful, especially when going against multiple enemies at once. They will think of you as a human who doesn't think of his moves and does rash decisions. But fret not, with your passive skill and your second skill, this will help you sustain your health while dealing lots of damage to them. Belerick's ultimate skill is what you need in team fights, with the ability to immobilize the enemies around you. This will definitely give ample time for your teammates to focus their fire towards the enemies. When we demonstrated this skill earlier, we noticed that there is a delay on the immobilization. Take a look on the vines coming out of Belerick. You may notice that the vines take time to reach the outer radius of the area of effect. These vines are responsible on immobilizing your targets. This means that enemies in the area of effect will not be immobilized right after clicking the skill. Take a look when I use my ultimate skill. The time the Laylas were immobilized or different. This is because the vines that travels out from Belerick has yet to reach the target before immobilizing them. So, it is really recommended that before casting this skill, make sure that you are just beside your targets to get a sure immobilization. Here we are again with some of our experiments. Once again, we are here with our one and only lab rat, Rakuten, to demonstrate with us some pros and cons of Belerick. First off, let's have Belerick go against Odette. We all know that Belerick has lots of crowd control skills, and Odette's ultimate is a channeling skill. Let's check if my ultimate will cancel her ultimate skill channeling. As you can see, Odette's ultimate skill was not cancelled, meaning most of the channeling skill can't be stopped by Belerick's ultimate skill. Take note of that, okay? Now, why don't we try our first skill against Odette's ultimate skill? As you can see, Odette got taunted while singing the swan song. So we can conclude that Belerick's taunt from his first skill can stop channeling skills. Now, let's have Diggy. Diggy's ultimate skill can remove crowd control effects. Let's see if he can get out of our ultimate skill. As you can see, he was able to get out of the immobilization of our ultimate skill. How about from our taunt? Well, he was also able to get out of it. Now that we are here, why don't we try Purify against our taunt? Okay, so it also works. So we can therefore say that Diggy's ultimate skill in Purify can counter Belerick's crowd control. Now, for the last experiment, we have 1-1. Roddick used 1-1 instead since Rakuten does not have her. Poor lab rat. Anyway, Wan's second skill can remove crowd control effects from her. Let's try if she can get out from our ultimate skill. As expected, she was able to get out of it. How about the taunt from our first skill? She was still able to get out of the taunt. By the way, we noticed that Wan's passive can help her dodge Belerick's passive skill. Some of the vines hit while some of it don't. So, we still think that Belerick will have a hard time against Wan. In terms of team fights, we usually follow this simple combo for Belerick. First, we use his second skill. This will give a speed boost for the meantime. Then, when we are beside most of the enemies, we cast our ultimate skill. This will immobilize most of the enemies in a short while. Then, we use his first skill. This will slow down enemies and taunt them if they got hit by the seed sprout. Then, if you have vengeance, use it while they are taunted. Taunting them will make them attack you against their will. Then, continue on dealing basic attacks and skill whenever available. They will also be punished by your passive skill when they deal damage to you. If you would revitalize, use it when you think it's the proper time to use it. Then, watch the enemies closely as they get eaten by the ground because of your vines. Additional tip. You might be wondering why we didn't recommend Athena's shield. Well, we did some testing beforehand and we found out that when Belerick has a shield, there is no chance that his passive skill will be triggered. We tried it for 5 times while he has the shield from Athena's shield, but sad to say, his passive was not triggered during those times. So we opt not to recommend items and spells that generates shield. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Belerick. This video just guides you on how to use Belerick the Kurumi way. We would like to thank our Wakandian lab rat, Rakuten, for being our lab rat for this boot camp. You can search for him in-game and tell him how much you appreciate him, willing to sacrifice his pride and honor just to be a test subject. He loves receiving chocolate agates and some Angela dolls or just even likes. Thank you, Rakuten. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Belerick. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway event post. We have our Ko-fi account just in case you want to donate us some coffee funds. Check our Ko-fi link on the description of this video. Please, only trust boot camp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends boot camp. Cheers.